boomerang won't come back.
Your boomerang won't come back.
My boomerang won't come back.
Hello and welcome back on this Wednesday evening in the UK, Thursday morning over there in Oz. How are you, my friend, Kieran? Nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, good day, Sean. All good, mate. All good. Only hitting 27 degrees today, mate. So.
Oh, no, I was saying it looks like the weather's at a reasonable temp already, mate, early in the
year. It is. It's nice. It's just clouded over. I'm just thinking about getting rid of these sunnies of it because it was bright, really bright 10 minutes ago. Now it's probably not needed. Yeah. So nothing special, son. Coming on Australia, nothing.
No. Anything on the international front, mate? You've been watching any of the international football?
As little as possible, Budge, to be honest. I've been watching minutes of this and minutes of that, and
I've watched highlights for the two England games, and well,
it was good to see Bowen get an assist, feeding Budgie Cieran. So he gets an assist, I suppose. But in the highlights I watched of that, it's the only one I watched 20-odd minutes. I'll see him touch the ball twice once he got assist. So you don't see if he done anything else. Probably not. But good luck to him, mate. He gets another cap, doesn't he? But the international, it's just so boring. Well, England's qualifying is always so boring, isn't it? Because they're playing teams that they should beat 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? Nah.
Yeah, I agree. And, it's kind of, this is the time where, as West Ham fans, we would be calling out for the coach or the manager to be using the lesser used players for these games. You know what I mean? The likes of your Bowens and and players that aren't necessarily minutes,
I think he sort of is trying to put a team together without the established ones, as Kane, say, or Bellingham. I think he's looking at having two teams available, and that makes sense to me because of injuries coming into a tournament. You don't know who could be injured, who you might have available. So I can see what he's trying to do there in the midfield. But when you're playing the likes of Latvia, Jesus Christ, it's not a test. I was disappointed in what I see of Wales. I didn't think they offered much, and I think they're not a terrible team. But there you go. But it is what it is. That was a friendly. That was a qualifier. It's not as if they're not going to qualify.
No, true. Let's have a look.
Scotland give themselves a chance. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
Greece played them off the fucking park, and Scotland still won it. I think McAVENNIE has helped them out there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Definitely. Yeah. Right, let's have a look who's in the chat. Randy, good evening to you. Says hope you're both having a good week so far. Thank you, Randy. Evening all. Hope everyone's well. Rich, good evening to you, Rich.
Rich.
Just watched the highlights of my first game at Upton Park. 25th of October 1980, a 2-1 win uh, against Bolton. 12 years old, wasn't allowed to go, but went anyway. What memories? Yep, brilliant. I have a few games like
Yeah.
that. I have a few games like that. And one of them is a Bolton game. It could even be, hang on, 1980. How old would I have been? 18. No, it would have been before that. It would have been about 74, 75. I was about 12. Yeah, that was a Bolton game. Yeah, we got that versus Bolton. Randy saying hi. Who else have we got in the chat? Right, hold on. Budgie and Kieran, I don't know if you saw the recent video when Dan was on TalkSport
No.
today, and it felt like they stitched him up, especially Jordan. Yeah,
I see the
I
thumbnail
haven't
for it,
seen it.
Geezer, but I haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen it either, and you know, I'm hoping that Dan was able to hold his own because he usually can. You know, in fairness. So, Rick says Jordan was out of line.
Well, that's what he's
Evening,
there for.
Budgie, Kieran, both. Well, and we also have Brendan in the chat. Good evening, Brendan. How are you,
Brendan?
mate? Usual suspects. Good evening, to you usual. How are you, sir? Mark Pendleton. Good evening to you,
Hey,
Mark.
Mark.
Stuart Burt. He said, evening all from Lincolnshire. What do you think about Ivan Toney coming to West Ham in January? Well, it's a rumour at the moment, Stuart. There isn't anything concrete at the moment.
But yeah, well, you got the rumours are rumours. It's but there's one rumour I wouldn't be adverse to. I think Tony would do a job for us. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too. And even though he's
It's not a bad
27,
rumour, even if it was on loan. If it's on loan or whatever it would be, it's not a bad rumour. It's not one that you go, oh my God, that'd be ridiculous.
No. Yeah. It's
I've
actually,
got my own striker that I want, Budge, that I meant to mention last week, and I will
all right,
tell
yeah,
you
go
about
on.
that one. Because
Okay,
I've
mate,
been watching this guy for a few years, and this is because I did watch which Stuart's probably referring to as well is Gonzo's video yesterday about Ivan Toney, and he could be a match winner for us as well. And he said it's the only one that makes sense. And he said if you know of one that could work for West Ham, let us know. I'm not going to let him know unless he watches this, which I doubt. But here's my thinking, and I've been thinking this for a while. I've been talking about my boy about a month ago.
Yeah.
Liverpool have just brought in TK and Isaac, tomato, whatever way you want to call it. 2 strikers, which puts Chiesa back to their 3rd striker. Now, I really rate Chiesa. So I don't see him getting hardly any game time there now. And he weren't getting much last year either for Liverpool. I fancy that boy. I think he'd be if we could get Tony and him on loan in January, that would give us a bit of firepower.
And then make a decision on one or both of them at the end of the loan spell.
Yeah.
You mean?
See what happens next season, yeah. You know what I mean? See what happens next season. You either cut it or they don't.
Yeah, and that lad that you mentioned, what's his name?
Chiesa. He's good, man. Yeah. He's a good player. He's a good striker.
I can't say I know too much about him, Kieran. I've got to be honest. But
no, he's the only. When Arne Slot took over Liverpool, as far as I remember, he's the only player that he brought in for that season. It was all Klopp's team, but he brought Chiesa in. That's the only player he brought in. There you go. I just remember him before he went to Liverpool in where it was in Italy. Was he? I forget. But I always noticed him. Oh, fuck me, this boy can score goals. He's good. So anyway, just one of my thoughts. If it comes out in a few weeks' time that that West Ham are interested in Chiesa, I'm an ITK again. Brilliant. I doubt if anyone will even think of him, but just the way my mind works. They don't need him.
No. I think, out of all of the strikers and stuff that we've been linked to, that I've looked at, the ones that we've got around us and all this, that and the other, I think the one that really kind of caught my eye was the young lad that what's their name? Southampton had. What's his name? I can't remember his name now. That young striker. Oh no, actually, he's not so young.
Last or Diblin?
Diblin, that's him. Diblin. Yeah, I thought he was quite.
He's a bit hit and miss.
Yeah,
he was good at the beginning. He started off really well.
The only thing I found with him was that he kind of blew a little bit hot and cold during games too, and that was a little bit of a worry. But other than that,
someone did buy him though, Budge. I think, didn't they? I think someone bought him. Pretty sure they did. Yeah, I forget. Might have been one of the promoted teams. Pretty sure someone might have nicked him.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. Let's see who else is in the chat. Still the same people so far. Cookie Hammer. Good evening, boys. All in the chat. Hope all is well. Cookie, hope you're well, mate. Frog. Good evening to you. Good evening, gang. He says we all having a good week. Hopefully, so far everyone's having a good week, mate. Neil Fitzhammer. Good evening to you, Neil. Hope you're well. Steve Palmer, good evening to you, mate. He says, good evening all. Read it. It says Frog. Hope all us old reprobates are doing well, says Mr. Palmer. Yeah, we're all old reprobates, mate. Glenn Vage. I'm going to go with Vage, but Glenn, thank you for joining us, mate. Was that Fat Sam's Bolton? Yes. Back then it probably would have been. Back then. It would have been him or the other guy. What was it? The one that took over after Sam left. He was his mate, wasn't he? The little short fella. His name was Sammy. Sammy Lee. Sammy Lee. You remember he was Sam's... Yeah, but he was Sam's... right-hand man at Bolton.
Yeah, he was an offsider. He was at Liverpool for a long time, Sammy Lee, as well. And yeah, was it Big Sammy he was with? He was always in the background somewhere. You see him going around like... He looked like he came out of Game of Thrones. Hobbit.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, hey, the special one. Good evening to you. How are you, sir?
Yeah.
Damien. Oh, God.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah. I'd like Tony, man.
Yeah, Ivan Tony, I would love him. And yeah, as you say, yeah, Nuno would love him too. Steve says 0 chance. I'm not so sure about it being a 0 chance.
Probably.
Mate. And Froggy's asking,
who's that?
Why Tony choose us as a career move? Perhaps he wants to get back to the Premier League, and that's an option.
Yeah, it's a good. If he's, yeah, I mean, look, he played in the Saudi Pro League. He's been out there all last season, scored 30 goals. He's done well out there. But a lot of players go there and just don't like the lifestyle and the place, the way it is. So, and they get bored there. We've seen it with quite a few players there for a short 6 months, half season, and then they move on. But like I said, he's there for the wedge. And as Mark says, he's on like 300 or so grand a week. We ain't competing with that. He'd only done it if he wanted to move. And he'd love to have him on a loan spell. But yeah, it's probably pie in the sky, Geezer, but
he'd come back and he would know that he's going to have to take a massive wage chop because, look, let's be fair. He's 27, 28 now. He's not getting any younger. Yes, he's still scoring goals in the Saudi A-League. That is not the Premier League. He's going to get 15 goals in the Premier League at the
Well,
age
you
that
depend who
still got.
depend who he played for. He might not with us, but then again, since he's been there, he's probably earned himself about 15 million quid, fucking tax free.
Having said
So,
that,
I
we
think-
could probably go to someone like Liverpool and get 40 goals in a season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just.
Well, it's never happening. He's still only 29. You know what I mean? He's 29. He's not fucking over the hill yet. It's not like the ones like we're playing.
Yeah, yeah. Probably wants
It's
the
probably
Sweden
part of
job. Apparently
Yeah,
Sweden
apparently so.
job. He's worked with
Good.
in Sweden before. Chiesa is a winger.
Yeah, but he does double up as a striker.
Right, okay. Younger mobile striker. Watkins? Why would he come to
Not
West
for
Ham?
me. Not for me.
Yeah, Cookie says it's bollocks. Never going to pay the money for Tony.
Yeah, you're probably right, Cookie. You're probably right. You're probably right. It's just nice to dream, isn't it? You know what I mean? When you think we brought in the big German and Callum Wilson, fucking hell.
Yeah. And then Brendan goes, Lewandowski, he'll be free in a few months and he's in our age group.
Yeah, he's the right age group. Still scoring goals, though. He's still scoring goals.
You know, you never want to fucking put your money against him, would you? Evening, James, Mr. Lamprey, how are you, sir? Big up to the chat, he says. Glenn says, Brent, not injured enough. Yeah.
I mean, even bloody Ronaldo's banging in cup. He scored 2, and I watched the little highlights of their game, Portugal, yesterday. He scored another 2.
Yeah, apparently, Sweden have got a new player coming through, James Ward-Prowse. Tony and Watkins are both 29, apparently. I'd rather have Tony than Watkins, if I'm honest.
I would, but I mean, I did not. Well, where we are, mate, and they both look a lot better than what we got.
Yeah. But then again, see, now there's another option now. Damien saying Adama Traore, he's got 6 months left on his contract in January. You get him for 18 to 20 million. That's got to be worth 18 to 20 million.
I wouldn't pay it, but wouldn't pay it, especially if he's only got 6 months. He can walk. I wouldn't give him 10 million for him. But this is the trouble, though. Traore is a right winger. That's where he's at his best. Well, this is where we want Bowen. Well, if he's thinking about making Bowen striker like the other last 2 managers, yeah, it would make sense. I don't want to see it. It's just, you know, we had Kudus and Bowen fighting for that position. You know, didn't help Kudus because he was never in it. Only when we put Bowen, then it's that we're throwing Bowen up the striker and he's just not as effective. That's where we're heading if you bring Traore in.
Yeah. True.
Not for me.
Budgie Cieran. Basically, Dan was saying that he hopes that we could get a new owner to try and buy a new stadium. And he got laughed off by Jordan, and then he was clashing with him on air. Typical Jordan.
Right, is that what you say? Yeah, we'd all like that. But Jordan knows it's probably pie in the sky, isn't it? We're never going to get that. To build a new stadium now, you want to have £1 billion in your back pocket to fucking spend it. Who's going to come in and buy West Ham to start with and then spend another £1 billion on a fucking new stadium?
Well, it's going to be a couple of billion now, isn't it?
Yeah, you need an all state to do that. And I don't think we've got one lining up.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
And the Isle of Wight ain't got no oil.
Man, I wish I had 100 billion geezer. I'd be in there tomorrow. Buy them off. Whoever owns that stadium, buy them off. Right, knock it down. Fucking start again. That's what I'd do.
Yeah.
When you're a money person, no one's going to do that because it's just too much outlay.
Yeah, absolutely. Neil says, unless we get our shit together, We will be dead and buried by January, and then no one will give us a second look. That's true.
Yeah.
Mr. Singleton, good evening. Did you all read that Jack Wilshere has been named as Luton manager?
Have they got to reel him in there, Robert? Have they got to wheel him onto the pitch?
Jack Wilshere. He said Wilshere, but you know, obviously I like calling him Jack
He's another
Wilshere.
fucker. That I think we had to give him £4 million to fuck off. Jack Wilshere.
Yeah.
Costs us a fortune.
Yeah, Randy says that he thinks we can find better winger options than Traore, which is probably right. Mark said 4 points from the next 5 games. Dibbling has gone to Everton. He's a few years off being ready. Damien
I think that's about right.
Yeah.
He went to Everton. He went to shit. Yeah, he's not quite there yet, but he does look. There's some talent in him. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Rich says he's heard that they put his office in the medical room.
Just in case, Rich. Yeah.
You know, he ain't got to go far when he falls off his chair. Yep. Allardyce, 1980. Was it? I don't know. Sammy Lee was offside, apparently. Here we go. Usual says West Ham 11-8, Brentford 7-4, 9-4 for the draw. Neil stopped listening to talk shite when they sacked Trevor Sinclair. And Alison. Allenson. Sorry. G'day, Anne. Thanks for joining us from Facebook World. Lovely to see you, mate. Anyone remember that when we played Liverpool? Remember what, mate? Sorry, I'm not with you there.
Played him a few times, Rich.
Yeah. Lynn says Tyler Dibbling went to Everton. Yes, thank you, Lynn.
Right.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Frog says sounds about right. Stuart, see Nuno has got his backroom staff. Now let's see what happens on Saturday. 2-1 win, he thinks. Okay. Sounds good to me, mate.
We're not playing till Monday, though.
Yeah. Steve Palmer says that he would have to pay tax on the Saudi money if he comes back here.
Yeah, that could be that issue, Stevie. Yeah, I don't know. If they were still employed by them, yeah. If he was still employed by them and they were paying his wages and we were paying, whatever, a third of it, yeah, he would have to pay tax. But while he's out there, he doesn't. So he's, like I said, he must have already been to that 15 million quid. Depends whether money's his priority or not. He might not give a shit about the Premier League. He might think, no, I'm happy as Larry here. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But I have to.
Usual singing, he says, Merzel, his eyes are offside. Right, anyway, listen, we're supposed to be talking about the players that have boomeranged. Who gives a fuck, he says. We've had some great players that have had more than one spell with us.
Most of them.
Most of the good ones, yeah. Emerson said that he had to train for 50 days on his own. That psychology degree was a waste if that was how Potter treats people. Wow.
No, he didn't. He didn't do him any favours. That's for sure.
Rich says, Sergeant Wilson, big German, we only need Mr. Mannering. And then Rich says, get Pike back. Steve says, shocking way to treat Emerson, that was. I agree. He was one of my favourite players when he came in, to be fair. The fact Cookie says the fact he isn't playing Wilson comes from the top. What they save on appearances of Wilson pays for Potter's departure. Hmm.
I don't know what's going on there.
If Tony does sign for us in January, do you think that him and Paqueta might open a betting shop?
Yeah, well, there you go, mate. Tony comes in. He can give him, Paqueta can give him some good advice on how not to get caught. Ideal. See, this is where you went wrong, Ivan. This is where you went wrong. No.
Good evening, Rich. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Richo.
I hope you're all right, mate. Right, Cookie says the club are in deep shit financially. We need a complete reset. It will be a comparison with Coventry, Wimbledon, etc., etc. And I'm actually in agreement with him because that is pretty.
You know, I've been banging this drum for years. Where I mean, a lot of people were ignoring it and not understanding it. Well, all these players, remember I listed them all from Felipe Anderson onwards. You cannot keep losing money on big signings. You know, Haller and Scamacca, 40 million for Kilman, Vlasic, nothing. And there's loads of others, isn't there? There's loads of others, right? You cannot keep doing it. And sooner or later, it bites you in the arse. Plus, then you've got the cost of these two managers, whatever they cost to bring in and get rid of and all their stuff. It all adds up, and this is where we are. And this is why the kudos thing had to happen before we could do anything. Because it's about 5 years of mismanagement and bad recruitment. And you live and die by recruitment.
You do.
Fucking, and now it's here. Now it's here.
Yeah. Question from Brendan. He says, will Budgie be delivering milk tray later? Wait, listen. This is one of those, call it Timberland. No, she's a Timberland young.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice,
mate.
trendy. Fucking trendy, geezer.
Yeah, mate.
Brendan's giving you a compliment. He's giving you a compliment.
Yeah. Milk tray man ain't got that much class, mate.
All you need is a fucking martini. Shaken, not stirred.
Shaken, not stirred. Steve Tiley, good evening to you, mate. Evening, Adam Budgie, and Mr. Hargreaves and the chat, he says. How are you, Steve? Good to see you, mate. Who else have we got in here? Right, here we go. Let's start off with Colton Cole. What do you reckon?
Yeah, there was one. There was loads of them. I see your intro on there. When you look at the names on the intro you put up there,
yeah.
You just think, fuck me, all these players that there, and that's just a portion of them, isn't it? And you think, fuck me, they're all really good players that went and came back. You know, it's weird. I've got another one for you though. I'll give you that in a second.
Go on.
That's if I remember it rightly. When I first started watching West Ham.
I mean, I could have put Slaven Bilic in. I could have put Slaven Bilic into that list because he came back, but as a manager.
Yeah, well,
could have put him into that list.
But there's a player, if anyone can guess it, right? When I started going around 1970, when I was about 9. So there's a player that was brilliant for us, striker. God, that sounds a bit blurry now. And he went, and I'm pretty sure he came back. And I think it was a Geordie. It was a Geordie or a Macca. No.
David Cross.
No. Before Cross these days, right? Before Cross.
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, of course, yeah. You were saying probably around 70 periods, yeah?
In the early 70s, right up to the mid 70s, something like that.
Yeah, right.
Maybe not quite the mid 70s.
Not Budgie Byrne.
No. Well, after that. But anyway.
I'm trying
If
to
anyone
think
comes
now.
back with it.
You got what? And he had more than one spell at the club.
Pretty sure we got rid of him once and he came back. Yeah. And up front, geezer. Yeah. I know someone will get in there.
Oh, mate. Right, let's have a
Brendan or
look down
Cookie,
the
you know.
bottom.
And I'm pretty sure he did twice. If he didn't come back, then I'm a fucking idiot. I'm talking that mouth. I'm pretty sure he did have 2 spells. Anyway.
Right. Yeah. Pop. No.
Yep.
Great.
Well, fucking does.
And Rex. Well done, Rex. Well done, Mr. Tyler. And well done also to Rich. Well done to Brendan.
I knew these the old boys would be straight in. Yeah. Pop.
I was the one that didn't get it. I was the one that didn't get it. And you know what? I read them in reverse order. So, yeah. Brendan was the first one up with it, to be fair. Keith Stewart, he said Brian Potrock. Keith Stewart, not the Keith Stewart, surely. Can't be the Keith Stewart.
Yeah, Pop, mate. He had a Ralph Coates head. Oh, Pop Robson, he was a great little player, man. Loved him.
He was, wasn't he? And
he came to our school, geezer. He came to our school, Pop Robson. There you go.
Yeah.
With a little bit of training.
He always looked 50 years old, even when he was 25.
Yeah, he did. He looked like he was over before it started.
Yeah, it weren't Alan Taylor, mate. It was Pop Robson.
No.
Yeah. Had 2 spells at West Ham. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I thought so. I thought that was in my head.
Yeah, Brian Pop Robson and Keith Robson. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, and Keith Robson. Funny, because he's another Geordie, wasn't he, Keith Robson?
Yeah.
Fucking nutcase. I loved him. He was a nutcase. He didn't mind fucking throwing a punch or an elbow into someone's ear roll. Yeah, he was good.
The last bald hero, says Ben.
Yeah, he was, mate. Ralph Coates.
It wasn't Big Don, but I did love Don Hopkinson. What a great player he was.
Yeah, I like Don. I like Don.
Yeah. Did we have a Stephen Robson, says Brendan? Not that I remember.
Doesn't matter what I remember. I remember next to nothing.
Yeah. Yes, of course, Tony Cotty was one of the players that did go to Everton and then came back to us. And, you know, Richo says that he was there for his debut when he scored a hat-trick against Newcastle.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? His debut at Everton, he scored a fucking hat-trick. Jesus. They thought, wow, what a player we've got here. Which they did.
And then he
did, yeah.
And then he came back to us, and I believe he got one on his debut. Well, his second debut back again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stuart Robson, not Stephen Robson. That's right.
Yeah, Stuart. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's done some of the commentary stuff on some of the FIFA games and that.
Did
he? So,
but yeah, there was a lot of them.
Ian Dowling.
Is he? I don't know.
That's a shame.
I think we must be probably the top club ever to have that so many players that went away and came back. You don't see a lot of teams do that. It's not a lot of teams have done that.
Man United did it with like the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and
you know, they do. Yeah, all teams do an odd one here and there, but we've got a lot though. I mean, not a lot.
Go on, out you go. Good boy. Go on, ouch. Go on.
COTTEE and McAVENNIE.
Yeah. I mean,
it's amazing, especially COTTEE McAVENNIE, because that was my last season before I left for Australia. It was 85, 86 season, is it? Which was the best season I've ever watched at West Ham. Yeah. When COTTEE McAVENNIE were just ripping it up, and it was so good. It was so enjoyable. But there you go.
Ian Dowie reminds Steve Tiley of Big Bird from Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Neil
like
said,
that.
not forward, but Julian Dix. Yeah, I mean, he was on my list. Julian Dix, he was on the list of my intro.
Yeah, Dixie done it.
And yeah, he did. And, you know, I mean, like, if you look at him in his first spell, he was young. Really, I think he needs to go out, sweetheart. Could you open the patio door for him, please? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, he was so young and fresh-faced when he came to us. And when he came back after he'd been to Liverpool, he looked older and harder and looked like he'd been through a war or two. Do you know what I mean? He was quite... George McCartney, did he have more than one spell with us? I can't remember him having two spells. I mean, technically, you know, Lanzini had two spells with us.
See, I noticed you were smart enough to put Fabianski up there, Geezer, because, you know, technically he's had two spells, isn't it? Paid him off, see you later, and then, you want to come back?
Oh, hang on, do you fancy a job?
Even though he never went anywhere, but like Carlton Cole.
Exactly that. I mean, Carlton Cole's been gone twice and come back, hasn't he? He's had 3 spells at the club.
Oh.
They did it to him twice. Yeah. He had, they released him, I think they released him one summer and then brought him back. I think it was sometime during September or October. And then again, they released him and then brought him back before the season started. It was stupid. Twice. I'm sure they did it with him twice. But yeah, that's the club for you. That is the club for you. Well, we have got a little bit
That's why.
Go on.
No, I'm just saying that's why it wouldn't have surprised me if Antonio had come back. You know what I mean? We've got form for it, haven't we? I was expecting them to fucking re-sign Tony, but I'm glad they had or Antonio. Sorry, I'm glad they haven't because I don't think he's going to make it. But
Brendan saying,
there you go. Brendan's up with the same thing. I thought he was going to be, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Lee Bowyer, did he have 2 spells or 1?
Yeah, Lee Bowyer. Ooh, I know.
Did he have a spell with us when he was younger?
Robert?
Because I think he's an East End lad, isn't he? He might have had a spell with us when he was younger.
Didn't mind old Lee Bowyer.
Mid-career. Because he came to us about mid-career, didn't he? At 27.
I think he was at his best. Was he at Leeds? I think he was best at Leeds. I liked him.
Yeah.
He was a good player.
Mr. Tiley says that, yes, McCartney had 2 spells. Thank you. Shaka, his lot. Is that another one?
Shaka?
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Stuart Pearce, did he have 2?
Well, I came back. All right, must be an idea then. Stuart Pearce, what as footballer and then as coach?
I don't know. So Brendan's saying if I pick Bilic, I've got to pick Kirbishley and Moyes as well. Absolutely, I suppose I would have to.
Yeah.
Did I see Lanzini's goal? When was this, Martin? Another gentleman joined us from Facebook land.
G'day, Mike.
Martin, I don't know.
No, has he scored? Who's he playing for? I don't even know where Lanzini is.
He's at River Plate, isn't he? That's where he went.
No, but then again, if he playing for the national team, was he? If you're talking about a goal this week, it'd have to be international, wouldn't it? I don't know. Mine anyway, I haven't. But good luck with it.
Actually, I think he might have left River Plate and gone to a club lower down the leagues. Yossi Benayoun, of course, Ellen. Yes, Yossi is one of the guys that's on the list.
Some talent, that boy. Some talent, Ellen. Yossi Benny, some
I
talent.
agree. He was one of the most talented footballers with a ball at his feet I've seen in many, many years.
That's my type of West Ham players. People like Yossi and Devonshire, Brooking.
Yeah.
I am.
Well,
Just my type of player.
you see, I mean, I also loved, as you know, I loved Martin Peters as a player. I thought he was an incredible player. And I thought he'd done a lot of work. He'd done a lot of work that went unnoticed. These days, he might have had, a hatful of assists, but back then they weren't as noticeable. But I thought he was a great player. One of my favourite players at West Ham, other than the great, Bobby Moore, of course. David James now, I think he only had one spell with us, didn't he? I'll tell you another one that's had more than one spell with us. Darren Randolph.
Yeah.
I think he's had 2 or 3 spells with us. Oh, yeah, there you go. Bowyer signed in 03 and then again in 06. Thank you, Ant.
Ah, he did. There you go.
All right, McCartney went to Sunderland and then came back on through.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Robert. I think I do remember him going to Sunderland. McCartney. Yeah. He's a Northern Ireland boy, isn't he, McCartney? Pretty sure.
Northern Ireland, yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
And then he had a very successful time with the Beatles, obviously.
There you go. Bowyer was only with us once, apparently, according to Steve. I have no idea now. I really don't know. Ginger Collins did have 2 spells, Steve, and he was also one of the ones on my list. But the thing is, with Ginger Collins, when he left us, he stayed in Claret and Blue, and then came back. So, Stuart down in 1 spell, as far as I'm aware. James Bong, good evening to you, sir. I hope you're all right, mate. Bowyer is out of Poplar. That's right, he's out of Poplar.
Is he out of Poplar, usual, is he?
Yeah,
I knew he was a local lad.
Now, Lanzini is now playing for Vélez in Argentina, and he scored a beauty of a free kick, apparently. Cieran. I will have a look for that.
Right. No, then. Be hard to find that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I doubt it. Rex Moto says Joko had 2 spells. He did at both ends of his career. And yes, he was also on the list. Thank you very much. Vélez Sarsfield is the team that
That's the name of the club. All right. There he is.
Fish, how many spells did he have? I think it's only 1. Because if it had been 2, when I had the conversation with Russ earlier, he definitely would have mentioned Bish. He's spoken.
Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah, I don't remember him having 2, but yeah, another top player, man. Another good player for us. Great player for us, Bish.
Oh, brilliant! Loved him. Isle Bergovich was a great player, says Andy.
Yeah, another one. And here's another one. Like Yossi. I mean, just quality on the ball, man. Just got so much talent.
A wizard with the ball at their feet. An absolute wizard. And so
another cracker. Yeah, they're my type. Them sort of flair players, guys, are my type of player. Even though I like the fucking Billy Bonds of it as well, and Dixies, and I like that. But when you've got that talent, when people talk about a West Ham way, these type of players fit into it for me. And that's why I think Pyatt was just fucking amazing, right? Even if it only lasted a year and a bit, it was still wonderful to watch. And Berkovich, Yossi, they're in there with Brookings and Devonshire's. Just talent, man.
Carl Jenkinson, 2 loans.
You want to see it?
Carl Jenkinson,
oh, did it? 2 loans.
I don't know.
Imagine loaning player twice.
Brendan's asking the question. Sharky's in. Good evening, Sharky. Now that you mention
Sharky,
Sharky, now that we mention Sharky,
give us 2
we'll
seconds.
have a, we'll
Sharky,
have a look.
we've
We'll
got a
have a
little
little
story,
talk
haven't we?
about.
We've got a little
Yeah,
story.
we've got a little story about some sharp teeth in a minute. So keep an eye out for the intro in a couple of minutes' time. Neil says, Bowyer probably should have had 2 spells at HMP Wormwood Scrubs. I think we initially had him on loan and then possibly on a free. Okay, thanks, Neil. Alex Smith, what about Joe Cole? What about Joe Cole? Yeah, mate. He was quality when we got rid of him. He was better when he'd gone, and he came back and he was still quality. So, what can I say about Joe Cole? Well, he was on the
Alex.
original list. In fact,
God, man.
you know,
Stop.
on
Joe
I
Cole was in
would
that
say,
category, though. You know, when he was a young lad coming through, he was just fucking unbelievable. Just star
yeah.
quality.
I mean,
Absolute star
like,
quality.
like players, even like, Sebastian Schemmel said, that to watch that guy, even in training, it was just, like people were transfixed by him because he was so good with the ball.
Yeah. And a lot of players have said that, Budge, as well, you know. Fuck me. And training,
Yeah,
what the fuck? Couldn't get the ball off him, couldn't get near him.
yeah. Who was it that took him to Liverpool? Was it Houllier?
Where'd he go through
Gerard
for?
Houllier? Was it Houllier that took him to Liverpool? I can't remember now.
I can't remember now. Where'd Joe Cole go to Chelsea first? Was that who
Yeah,
went first?
yeah. He went to Chelsea first, and then he went to Liverpool, and then he went somewhere else, and then come back to us. He was in France, or
I can't remember.
I'm sure. I'll tell you what. I'm going to do it. I'm going to look him up on here, and there he is. Look, because I've already typed his name in already. Joe Cole, the footballer. Here we go.
Oh, man.
He went in 2003. He left West Ham to go to Chelsea. 7 years. So in 2010, he went to Liverpool. And then he went to Lille on loan from Liverpool.
Right. So went to
And then he
France.
came to us on a permanent for a year. And then went to Villa for 2 years. Coventry on loan for a year. And then he was signed permanently by them. Then he went to Tampa Bay Rowdies. And then Bellstone, and then retired. But
Right.
in total, he played 514 first team appearances and scored 72 goals for a midfielder.
It's not a lot,
Game
really,
that game.
when you think about it. But I'm sure he created a fucking hell of a lot in that time.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't get half the game time that Frank Lampard did. And what was Lampard's goal tally? 130
Oh,
something.
it'd be massive.
I'm
Massive.
sure it was. He's
There's not many fielders apart from Gerrard that scored as many goals per season than Lampard. He was always good for a lot of
per
goals.
season. Like Lampard was like top boy, wasn't he? He scored
He scored.
in 647 appearances. Lampard scored 193 goals
That's big for. That's good. That's
for
really good.
teams. Yeah.
What's that?
But he also,
One in three for a midfielder. That's something
yeah,
else.
something pretty cool in it. And also, he got around about 1 in 3 for England as well.
But yeah, the only thing I thought for Joe Cole, I think Mourinho stunted him with that flair. You know what I mean? Because of the way Mourinho played with his
he wanted to be more of a.
I think you get the best out of Joe Cole back then when you just let him just do what he wants with the fucking ball. Give him a free hand. I think he was one of them that were regimented by Mourinho, and I think it killed his natural talent a bit.
I mean, look,
He done well there, mate. He done well.
Every player that's ever done the My Hammers 11 with Russ, that's ever played alongside Joe Cole, has always had him in their team. Either, as a starter or one of the first. He is so highly sought after and so highly revered by other players that you can't help but take notice of that. And he's quite a special guy, really, as well. Like as a TV personality, he's quite a good guy. He's not the sort of guy that you
he does the job well.
Yeah, he's the sort of guy you want to listen to. James Collins, of course, Rich. Ginge, how could we not mention Ginge, who, as I said, he stayed in claret and blue as well, when he left and came back. So,
just to change it there. Yeah, I did watch a little bit, or a few minutes, a couple of the Talk Sport things this week when Paul Gascoigne was on. And it's a shame to see how he is now, to be honest. That boy was just such fucking talent. Like Cole, right? Coming out as bright. But what I did gather from him talking, when he was young, breaking through, he just was so confident in his own ability. You know what I mean? He's just so confident that he could take on, beat anyone. And he was. He was that player. He was just unbelievable. You know what I mean? And when you see Alex Ferguson say, like, the three best, he thought he had the three best midfielders in the country. And Gascoigne comes up against him at Old Trafford and just rips them to pieces. Said, and this is, Ferguson saying it. That's why he tried to sign him. He said he couldn't believe he was nutmegging on him, going around Brian Robson and like they weren't there. Well, but I think that sort of confidence in that talent, I think Joe Cole had that when he came through. And I think Gascoigne had that trait. He didn't care who he was playing against. He knew he could do a job on him, whatever he did. He was, and he was a generational talent. Really was.
Absolutely.
It's a shame to see him as he is now, man. It really is. But
like George Best was in his day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just full of it.
Look, none of us watching this. Well, I would imagine that there are very few people that are watching this would be Man United fans. None of us are, right? But growing up in our day and age, Kieran, George Best was every kid's hero because he was so damn good.
He was amazing. You wanted to watch him. I remember going to Upton Park a few times and wanted to see how good he was, and he tore us apart at times. He scored a load of goals against us in one game. And he was just so fun. On that pitch, geezer, like they all had to deal with, that pitch, which was a fucking mud heap, and that ball, he had it on a string. And you go, how the fuck does he do it? But Brooklyn used to be able to do it, but Devonshire, on shit pitches, and God, Best was just on another level.
Yeah. Stuart saying he'd only ever played for us for one period, but we haven't mentioned Dean Ashton and how good he would have been.
How good he would have been, Gazer.
Yeah,
he was,
and how good he actually was. How good he actually was as well. I mean, during the time that he was fit, before that horrible injury, any team would have wanted him on their books. And we could do with a player like that right now, let's be fair.
Fucking hope we could.
Listen, I'd take a fit Andy Carroll right now.
Now. Do you know that was in my head? As soon as Stuart mentioned that, geezer, Budgie, Andy Carroll was in my head. To see Andy Carroll, if he could have stayed fit and didn't have these injury problems, but having said that, we wouldn't have got him a bargain price from Liverpool if he had been that. But he was like that. He'd be a Lewandowski, a Giroud, he'd be up there because he was a top striker, but he just couldn't keep him on the pitch, man. You just couldn't. It's a shame, yeah. Injuries that ruin people's careers. It's a shame.
Was Paul Chelsea in our academy? I know he was an academy coach.
I think he might have been, Geezer. You know, I think he might have been.
He was also in the women. He was also the women's.
I think he was.
But was he in our coach?
Yeah, we'll forget about that. No one cares. No one cares about that.
Right, let's have a look. Paul, right, that's got to come up. There we go.
I think pretty sure he came through the academy. Konchesky.
Right, let's have a look in here. You have a
Sure.
Right, he youth career was a team called Senrab, then West Ham, and then Charlton Athletic. So we released him. So Paul Konchesky can qualify for being a boomerang player.
Yeah, well done, Mark. Well done. Yeah, I thought he was. Senrab was a big team in London. I think I might have played against them. Senrab.
Right, okay.
I think they were a big team in my young days. Pretty sure they were.
Yeah.
Senrab.
Yeah,
really good team. Used to bring out a lot of good players came through them. Yeah, correct. Yeah, let me know if I'm right. If my memory's right there, Mark. Senrab, the London-based fucking team. They
Randy
big up some real talent.
Stell. Yes, mate, of course. And we all wish Stell all the best. He's gone through his operation successfully. He's been making a couple of videos, which is nice to see. And he seems to be in really good spirits. Neil, yes, we have mentioned that. I'm going to skip down because I want to put this one up. Rich, thank you so much. 20 quid. Why would you do that? But thank you so much for doing it. This is a great show. As always, guys, my birthday tomorrow. There you go. Have a drink on me. Thanks for Wednesday night, Friday morning show, everyone. Wednesday night, Thursday morning, you mean. P.S. Love and prayers for Stell. Absolutely, Rich. And
thank you, Rich. That's very generous, man. You don't have to do that. But happy birthday, my man. Happy birthday, Richie boy.
Have a great time tomorrow, Rich.
Fucking tell us which one it is, Richie. I want to know.
Yeah.
It's got to be fucking 60, ain't it? Or he might be a bit younger.
Yeah. I agree with this, Rex. He says he watched Joe mess about with the ball doing flicks and tricks. And it was honestly frightening how crazy good he was at such a young age. It was a great shame he wasn't allowed to become the real number 10 that he should have been, Gazza style Maverick. Yeah. And I agree with that, you know.
That's it, Rex. I think he was stifled at Chelsea for that, Rex. You know what I mean? With Mourinho. Even though they went and won fucking everything. I think he wasn't allowed to be that.
Winner? Had he have got that number 10 slot?
I had to have every chance.
Didn't he?
He had the ability, whether he would have got it, but I think he'd have been in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had, like Gascoigne, he just had this natural talent. He didn't have to think about what he did. And when I watched Gascoigne, it was just something that stuck with me. And I've played with players who've got this real talent. Yeah. And he said, if I ever watch a match of the day of the game I played it, and he said I couldn't tell you how I did certain things. They just done it. He didn't think about it. Brooking was a bit like that. You know what I mean? He just naturally did what he did. And there was no planning. It weren't waiting for the ball going, what am I going to do with it now? He just did it. And when you've got natural maverick players like that, they just do. They just it just comes as instinct. And I think Cole had that. As well as he did with Chelsea. I think he never shone as much as he could have done because he weren't given a free role like that as a number 10.
And what Neil's saying there is also really, really sort of highlights what you're saying there, Kieran. This is also, keep in mind that Mourinho, he bombed De Bruyne and Salah from the squad.
Yeah.
Well, That was a
Yeah,
really good
there you
move.
go. Yeah, that's true. And
That was a really
I
good
think there was
move.
others as
Yeah,
well, Neil. I think there was others as well. But they were the two
there
massive
was.
names that, didn't like that flair, didn't like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? How well did they do since they left?
Mm.
Yeah, it was a few. Yeah, it's amazing. Eh?
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Um, yeah, there is that as well, Cookie. He says they were all pretenders. They all fucked off. The ones that could have made a difference fucked off as soon as we were going down. There is a lot of truth in what you're saying there, mate.
But
Um, but yeah,
look, sometimes really talented players have to look after their own career, and that's how it works. It's just, especially back then, they weren't getting you 100 grand a week, 200 grand a week. They had to look after themselves, mate, and that's just the way it was.
I saw Dix on a pre-season game against Spuds taking him out. Julian hates Gaza. Julian hates Gaza. The la la la, the la la la. That was the song that went out apparently. Hmm. They're actually talking about the Jack Wilshere appointment at Luton. Yeah, do you think he'll make it? I don't know. I really don't mind.
Don't
I'd
know.
like to see
Who
him.
knows? He could be a good.
I,
He could be a good coaching manager because he fucking done
yeah.
nothing as a player because he was always injured. At least
Mm,
he shouldn't be. He should be right in the dugout. I think he'll
yeah,
survive a game there.
yeah. He'd still get injured and be offside. Um, yeah, actually, there is a lot of truth in that. They bulked up Joe Cole too much. Um,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, I think they
yeah,
did.
of course.
I think they did.
Rex, we've already mentioned those two. Actually, to be fair, the boys up front in '86 both played for us at different spells.
Yeah,
McAVENNIE and Tony Cottee. Yeah.
but it's
Um,
only the first spell that counted, mate. The 85-86 season, man. What a fucking season that was. My favourite. It was just so good. Could have won the league that year, goes up. We'd had a better start to the season. Could have won
well,
the
we
league
were
that year.
only, what
Had a
was
bad
it, 4
start.
points off winning it, wasn't it? Was it 4 points that season?
Might have been a bit more.
Was it?
We're really in with a shout with 6 games to go. And I thought, look, this is my memory. I don't know if it was Chelsea and that fucker Kerry Dixon came to West Ham and done us. I think that fucked our
Yeah,
chances. And I remember going
yeah,
to Everton near the end there. And I think we either lost or drew where we needed to win. Yeah, it was one of them. But we had a bad start. It was Paul Goddard that got injured that actually made the Cotty McAVENNIE thing happen. Paul Goddard got injured, so they
yeah,
threw McAVENNIE in. And then all of a sudden, Tony Cotty and McAVENNIE were just bang, bang, bang. It was fucking amazing.
yeah.
It was so enjoyable to watch them two. And you remember that game at Chelsea where they just, Cotty and McAVENNIE tore them apart. We beat them 4-1 or something. Fucking
Yeah,
brilliant. It was fantastic.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I was at that game.
First goal was within about 70 seconds or something, wasn't it? 75
Oh, I
seconds or
couldn't tell
something.
you, guys. I remember McAVENNIE, a ball coming over from Cotty, I think, and it bounced up and he just banged it straight over the keeper into the top of the corner. Brilliant goal.
Yeah, yeah. So hang on, I'm going to go back a little bit because I just want to put this one up. Where is it? Where the bloody hell's it gone? That was quite fun. Oh, here we go. Rich says, as a kid, he had a set of plaster heads that he had to paint. Pat Jennings, Kevin Keegan, and George Best. Quality. And
Wow, really? Fucking hell, Rich.
I remember them. And Frog says he'd forgotten all about them, but now he's remembered as well. But yeah, they were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had.
Yeah.
Who was it I had? Peter Osgood. No, not Peter Osgood. I tried to swap Peter Osgood with my brother, but he wouldn't do it because he was a Chelsea fan. I had I had,
Yeah,
who was it
so
I had?
look, you're a
Oh,
fucking
I
idiot.
had,
We
yeah,
couldn't afford a fucking plaster head. We li- we
I
lived on
had,
fucking Zoom.
I had Ron Harris. It was Ron
Right
Harris.
there.
I had,
Chopper.
yeah,
Chopper.
Billy Bremner, Chopper Harris, and was it Chopper Harris? Yes, it was Chopper Harris, Billy Bremner,
Uh,
and Jeff
what
Hurst
was this?
in a Stoke kit.
All right. Your first two are the two biggest animals in the fucking first division back then was Bremner and
I know,
fucking Harris. It's God.
I know,
You
and
needed
Jeff
Billy Bonds
Hurst.
to go in that set.
I
Sorted.
know, yeah. Or Julian Dixon. Well, no, would have been a bit later, wouldn't he? But yeah, Billy Bonds would have been. Yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
fucking hell. So what you fucking rich bastards are gonna fall class the Reds. We had
it
nothing,
was
mate.
Jeff Hurst. It was
Nothing.
Jeff Hurst in a Stoke kit. It was quite weird.
Oh, that's even worse. That's
I
even
know,
worse.
I know. I put him in a West Ham kit. I'm sure I did. I think I did all of them in a
You
West
got him,
Ham
mate.
kit.
Fucking hell.
Because you had to paint them, didn't you?
Mm.
Conch was a youth. Yeah, he was actually at the club as a youth. Um, Everyone's
Yeah.
played for Senrab,
There you go.
apparently. So what? They're a big team in London, then, yeah.
Yeah, I think if
Senrab.
my memory, yeah, that's an amateur team, Geezer. They were a big club in that amateur situation.
Right.
SEMRAB. Yeah. I think it's an acronym, SEMRAB or something. I can't remember what it
Right.
was.
Okay.
I don't know if we played against them. I just
Shark
knew them.
is asking any shark or croc news. Well,
A little bit shark news.
actually, as it happens, give us a second. But here we go. Let's play the intro because you love the intro, don't you?
We love.
And there we have it, live from Brisbane in Australia.
Yeah.
What we got?
And it's due to your research, Geezer, gets me this. So we'll talk about this one. And Budgie sent me this clip, and I looked at it. It was the story of it, and then the guy done an interview, and it was he's a long distance swimmer. This guy, English boy, and he was doing some contest over there off the coast of Florida. We had a boat following him. He's doing this 25-mile swim. I think I'm not sure if it was just in preparation of swimming the English Channel. Could have been that.
Yeah.
And he had a kayak guy following him, and I'm sure this was at night when he got done. But he was swimming away, and next thing he got this bite on his hand. Fuck! And he just didn't know what it was. He pulled it away, but something had bit his hand. And then about 4 seconds later, the same thing bit his foot, went for his Achilles, and done him there as well, mate. And then the fucking geezer in the kayak panicked. Geez, he was screaming in the water. Fuck! So they got him in, and the boat that was following them put on the big floodlight.
Yeah.
And they saw the shark circling him and the kayak, and it was a baby. It was a baby great white. It was about 3 to 4 foot long, and the guy it done him twice. Poor bastard. But lucky it was only a 4-footer, even though like small women, they still might have a big mouth with lots of teeth.
Right.
So he got big twice. And he showed the photos of his hand, like he had about 20 stitches. It took nearly his thumb off and everything else.
Yeah.
And then took a nip at his ankle as well. And done him some damage, man. They had to drag him out and put him in the big boat. He finished the swim. But it was, the poor fucker, he got a great story to tell. He got attacked by a great white, bit twice and survived. So, But
typically, as it was an English fella, it had to be the smallest great white in the ocean.
Yeah. Lucky for him.
couldn't have been a 4 metre one. It had to be a 4 foot.
I'm sure he's delighted. I'm sure he's fucking happy it was 4 foot. Don't worry about that. Because if it had been the 4 metre one, geezer, there is no hand. There is no fucking hand. That's gone.
Yeah,
There is no leg. That's gone.
Yeah,
So,
it probably would have took half his chest out as well, wouldn't it?
So yeah.
But yeah, so that was off the coast of Florida. Yeah, it was off the coast of Florida.
Yeah.
And, you know, the lad survived, and you know he's been like, well, it happened about 10 days ago now, I think it was, wasn't it? 10, 12 days ago?
Yeah, I didn't look at the date when it happened. I presume it was recent. It was definitely recent.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure it was about 12 days ago. But at first, you know, the Miami Fish and Game, or whatever they're called, wanted to suppress the story. Did you read that bit? They asked to suppress the story.
Oh, I missed that bit.
Until the shark had been identified and tagged. So, yeah,
Right.
they've obviously.
He believes that, you know, he believes. Yeah, they put the big floodlight on from the big boat, and they saw the shark. And you know, they reckon. Yeah, obviously they're water people. They saw the shark and went, "Yeah, it's just a small great white, 3 to 4 footer. You know, it's a bubby."
But still, you know,
they got sharp teeth. They got sharp teeth.
A 3 to 4 foot great white is like a, you know, year-old fucking.
It's dangerous enough
that wants to have a go at you, know, on land. You know, they're just. It's probably what, you know, a few years old. It's testing out human for the first time as a food source. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's just it's just usual. It's that inquisitive bite. They're having them quick bite. The fucker came back for 2 bites, little fucker.
Yeah, probably because the blood in the water, you know. Probably because of the blood in the water, though. You know, and that's, you know, that's the thing.
He got excited,
once they smell the blood, that there is a certain excitement level. Yes, of course. You know.
Yeah.
So
there you go. Yeah. But anyway, the boy survived, and he's got a great story to tell, wouldn't he? You know, his long distance swimming might be put on hold for a little while. There you go.
Yeah. But what I didn't remember, I can't remember, is what part of the UK he was from. Do you remember?
No, I don't. But I don't.
Hang on a minute, I can.
You got the story. You might be able to find it.
Yeah, I can check.
But yeah, you know, I was surprised a bit. You know, when I saw the interview he did, I was surprised that, you know, he was English. You know, because it was off the coast of Florida. But there's some. I'm not sure if there's a competition he was in there, but I think he was preparing to swim the English Channel, and this swim was about a 25-mile long swim. Was it Selena or something? Just something to do with Selena, the name of the competition? Maybe it's a thing there. I don't know.
He was attempting to swim the Catalina Channel. In
Catalina, that's what it was.
Yeah, between the Santa Catalina Island and the California mainland, when a juvenile great white shark, estimated to be 3 to 4 feet, hit him on his hand and then shook it off. Oh, he shook off the shark, and then I felt another attack on his right foot. It doesn't mention where he's from as yet. Yes, it said he was trying to do that as part of the Triple Crown of open water swimming, which is comprised of the English Channel swim from Dover to the sandy shores of France's coast, a minimum distance of 20 miles, but is usually much longer as currents make it almost impossible to swim in a straight line. Then there's that Catalina Channel swim, and then the 20 British swim around the islands of Manhattan, which is 28 miles, 28 and a half miles. Yeah. So he's planning to do all 3 of them. I think Oh, Sharky's
Well,
got
he was.
kind of put paid to that, hasn't it? Yeah.
I think he has for a while.
Despite the traumatic encounter, Mr. Murray remained steadfast about the experience. When asked if he would attempt that swim again, he said, "Never say never." Well,
It was nearly never.
no, mate,
Not
listen,
yet.
that's a, that is, as you say, a story to tell. It doesn't
Yeah.
say where in the United Kingdom he's from, though.
No.
No, it doesn't say. So,
Listening to him,
yeah,
it's somewhere southish, not so much north. From listening to him,
right,
so,
yeah.
but I wouldn't know.
Oh,
He's probably on the coast somewhere, coastal town or something like that.
yeah, I've got a funny feeling
Anyway,
somewhere down near Pompey, Portsmouth, down that way somewhere, I'm fairly sure.
could well be. Could
I
well
kind
be.
of remember trying to follow up on it, and I think Portsmouth was one of the options I'd come up with, and I think Gravesend was one of them as well. And yeah, couldn't be as fucking far apart as you can get, really, could they? Right, what are we looking at here then? Well, we've done our little shark bit. Let's get back into the comments. There are 46 of them since I did that. Since we did the shark bit. Called Senravs because it's Barnes Street spelt backwards. It's a street
Wow.
just off Salmon
Who's
Meadow.
here?
B-A-R.
Oh, really? Usual. Oh.
Wow, there you go. We knew someone would have the answer.
You know that weird,
You
eh?
get the answer.
Oh, was it one of the teams I played for had something similar, right?
Mm. Ledley King was one from there. Ledley King. Lukaku was from there. Played for them.
Shit, really?
Yeah, Joel
Cookie's not happy because he left for Chelsea.
Senrad produced Sol Campbell, John Terry, Jermaine Defoe, Ledley King, Zamora, and Ashley Cole.
Shit. And I knew they'd produce great players, right? I just fucking didn't know it was up there like that.
Yeah,
You know what I
Ledley
mean?
King, Lukaku.
Fucking hell.
I think Lukaku wasn't even English.
No, when I say now, if I played against them, yeah, I probably did. Probably done them, Geezer. No, I played in a team, Geezer, called, Nat, you work it out, right? Or somebody in the chat work it out, Nyandler.
Nyandler.
That's an acronym for a thing. Nyandler.
What, over there?
Yeah, NY.
Over here?
No, in London. In London.
In London. Nyandler.
Yeah. NY gives it away, right? NY.
Yeah.
And Luck.
Newham Youth and Leighton.
Not quite. But you're on the right track, but not quite.
All right, go on. What is it then?
New York and LA.
Why New York and LA?
That's what it yeah.
No, they were near London.
NY and LA.
At least I played for a
Nothing to do with it, but it was a London team that used that sort of thing that Semrad did, right?
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. Nyandler. I played for them.
Yeah. I played for a team called Southgate West Spartans. And they played in claret and blue. Oh, no, they didn't. They played in blue and red, sorry, like the kind of Crystal Palace-y colours. And then I played for a team called Tilray Hammers. All that time, my brothers were playing for Chelsea Miners. Wankers. Terrible. Dickheads. Michael Carrick is being linked with the Rangers job, apparently.
Yeah, it was Gerard the other day. I think he turned it down. Go back there. Yeah, Carrick. Yeah. Not sure anyone wants it at the moment. They're absolutely dog shite. But there you go.
I'm trying to find conversation that we can get into because they've been talking about stuff and I've missed loads of it.
All right.
Right. Usual says that Paul Goddard was nicknamed Sarge, and it's because he was in the boys brigade as a youngster.
And he was. He was usual. He was in the boys brigade. Yeah, that's right. He was a right little angel. He was an angel. Vegetar, how you doing, Sean?
Vegetar, DZ. I'm just going to call you DZ. No, I'm not.
Vegetar or
mate.
Like Pacatar. It's like Pacatar, guys. It's just Vegetar.
Vegetar. Yeah. Right. Who else we got? Oh, Damien loves Antonio, doesn't he? Right. Frog says, Budgie, be honest. You're Stanley Matthews. One tomb, pride of place.
Oh,
mate,
dear.
listen, when I was a kid, my brother, right, used to say, oh, yeah, he supports the first division, right? Because although I was always a West Ham fan, and I'll always maintain that I was always a West Ham fan, but I used to love
I'm not so sure.
I used to love certain
I
players.
think you grew up with that.
George Best was one of them. I used to love Supermac. You remember?
Absolutely.
What was his name?
McDonald. Yeah.
Yeah,
Malcolm McDonald.
Loved him. I used to like.
Well, I've told you that story before, guys, haven't you? The first time I went to watch England, my brother-in-law took me to Wembley to watch an England game. Very fast.
Yeah,
I don't know how old or guys. I might have been 13, 14. I can't remember. And Malcolm, I didn't even know Cyprus. You know, it was just an international game. I didn't know Cyprus was just a small island.
Yeah.
But Malcolm McDonald scored 5 goals in that game. That my first England game I ever watched. He scored 5. There you go.
Well, I never. There you go. Well, I never.
Supermac.
Yeah.
So
yeah, first England game I ever saw. Trevor Brooking. No, not Trevor Brooking. Yes, it was. It was. It was Trevor Brooking. Scored the only goal of the game. And that was from...
I only see England half a dozen times.
I think we were playing the Republic of Ireland or someone at the time, or Wales.
Yeah, I think I watched one of them. I think we lost, and maybe Wales as well. We might have lost or draw. It was one of them. But I never forget McDonald scoring 5 goals in the first England game I ever watched. Can't even remember what year they were. I'd say it's around 1974. I'm going to guess that. But I never.
Yeah. Norman bites your legs, Hunter. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Veg says that he would like to see Amora at West Ham. I don't know much about him, mate. Yeah. Norman Hunter would bite your legs rather like a shark.
Yeah, he's definitely a shark. He was a shark, Norman Hunter.
Yeah,
the whole fucking Leeds team was a fucking like that. Fucking Billy Bremner, Norman Hunter. But they had a hell of a lot of talent.
Damien is saying that Randy, it seems that a striker is the narrative. Even Sean Whetstone has already reported Nuno will be back. So
he'll be back.
There you go.
Yeah. That depends what that means. He'll be back to a point. You know, I mean, he's back to bring in players on loan. Is he back to buy players that he wants? He has to be backed in some. And I said this last week, Geezer. Do we need to keep that 1 point a game going till January, until we get into that window and reinforce? And if we can keep that at one point a game till then, and bring in the right players. This is the big problem at West Ham. Bring in the right signings. I think we'll be all right. But we need to keep up till then. That's not going to be easy.
Frog wants to know if we can do Wombat Watch on a quiet week. They can be quite aggressive twats, apparently.
I've never known them to be too aggressive, Froggy boy. Oh dear, but I wouldn't fuck about with them either. You leave these things alone, mate. They're wild animals at the end of the day.
Yeah, and Brendan's asking what they don't like frogs, then, Frog. Let me see what else we got. God, what we got? That shark identified himself as Beyonce. Why? Because he's only 4 foot tall, 4 foot long.
I got that basically.
Good evening, Colin. Good evening to you, sir. He says, George Best. I remember coming off the bench, and before he came off the bench, he said he was going to nutmeg both Beckenbauer and Cruyff, and he did exactly that.
Wow.
Yeah. George.
He's a player that could do that. So.
Yeah, he was a player in his own league. You know, I mean, there weren't many players that were as skillful as him at that time. I mean, even Pele admired him. Pele was undoubtedly the best player of his generation, and even he admired George Best. So
at the time,
that just goes to show you.
No, there's some players you watch, Budge, and you just can't deny the talent. You just cannot deny it. I think it was more so back then.
Yeah,
but
and it's a shame
they're just generational talent, and you just go fuck.
It's a shame that more of the ones from back then, though, did turn out to become drug addicts or alcoholics or, heavy into gambling or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, fuck your careers up. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, like I say, with Gascoigne. It was a shame. He never achieved what he could have achieved. Neither did George Best.
It's like, George Best.
Maradona did achieve a shitload. He still was a bit of a mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, the thing is with George Best, I remember him as being one of the most skillful players that you could watch. He was, when he got the ball, you were on the edge of your seat, or you were edging forward and whatever else. But my lasting memory will be of a drunk at the bar saying thank you for a drink.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Unfortunately. And that's
it was a shame.
The last time I ever saw him was in a bar called Checkers Inn. It was a sad thing to see. Really was.
No, it was a shame because he was just unbelievable. But then you got to remember, he was a really good-looking lad too, right? Good-looking boy, flamboyant. The papers loved him, the TV loved it because he was, and it was the day accepted that you go out, drinking champagne and all that. That was the norm for players. It weren't frowned upon then. It was just what they did, and he'd done it in abundance. And I told you he came here to Australia. The guy I played football with here for years, Russell Stewart, he used to play for Australia youth team and all that. And he played for at the time here, the football team the biggest football team here in Brisbane was the Brisbane Lions. And after it all went to shit with Best, he came over to Australia, played a couple of games for the Brisbane Lions. It was something he did. And he turned up at the match, George Best. Now, I wouldn't believe this story, if someone just told me it, right? But Russell had played for years. What a player. Himself, what a player. And Best turned up for the game, and he forgot to bring his boots. And my mate Russell gave him his boots, same size. So, and I know the reason I believe the story is because when I used to go to Russell's house, the first thing I saw was this photo of in a dressing room of him handing the boots to George Best. And I was just like, fucking hell, what a photo. The first time, I first got to know Russell and went to his house for the first time. I saw that photo. I said, what the fuck? He said, yeah, and he told me the story. He said, yeah, I had to give him my boots. And of course, my mate Russell had sponsored boots. I can't remember, it was Adidas or whatever. So they wanted a photo to use for the papers. So they took the photo of him handing him the boots, George Best.
Nice.
So, well, what a photo. What a photo I had.
Yeah, love that. Yeah. Love that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great story for him. Great story.
Yeah.
And he played with George Best. You can say that. I played alongside George Best.
Sharky's asking, did you see the croc that was found with a zip tie over its nose in Adelaide?
No, Sharky, are you taking a piss here, or is that a story?
I don't know. I'm going to scroll through now because
fucking hell.
The Czechs lost to the Faroe Islands this week.
They did, goes on. They did. Fucking, that's embarrassing, that one. Right? That's embarrassing. I did see the highlights of that. Last 5-minute highlights.
So come on, Sharky, are you taking the mickey about this croc?
The thing, well, he might not be because when people catch crocs and that, they do put a tie over it because crocs have got a hell of a bite. Like the pressure coming down, but they've got no pressure coming up. So they zip tie their noses if they're tagging them or working them or whatever. So it could be true. Once you tie their noses up, they've got no muscle pressure or whatever you call it to get their nose up. They can't open their mouths. But if they're open, they come down with massive force. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see
that. Colin says, Kieran, I think that was the Johnny Metcalf goal for Forest when we lost that 1-0. That may have been the game that cost us winning the league that year.
Oh, was that what it was, Colin? It could have been, Geezer. It could have been. I can't. I'd have to go and look at the season review of it because I know we got close. But I just remember a game. I don't know if it was that season or not. That I was in the chicken run, right? And I remember losing to Chelsea, and it was that Kerry Dixon, I think, scored the winner. I was fucking gutted. I just presumed it was that season. I might be wrong.
Damien saying the owner of Senrad owned a white goods store and they used to offer the parents of the best kids in the league fridges and washing machines, etc., for their kids to come and play for them. It's a true story.
Brilliant. There you go. That's how they got the talent, eh? Bribe the fucking parents. Sweet.
Yeah. Ibrahim, good evening to you,
Ibrahim.
sir.
Good day, mate.
Cyprus 7-0. Was that the game that...
was that the game where McDonald got the 5? Was it 7-0? Is that where it ended up?
Might be, yeah.
Yeah. I thought England was brilliant after watching that as the first game to watch.
Here we
I didn't realise Cyprus were basically, 2 men and a dog.
I knew someone was going to help us out here. Look, according to Rex's digging, he can find 22 names in West Ham's entire history that have had 2 separate spells with us in their career, which is a low number, I reckon, really, for our history in top 2 leagues. Okay, so, Rex, I hope you're sitting there typing out all the names.
22!
That would be a brilliant...
No, don't bother it. 22 though, this still it seems a lot to me. Because most players leave. That's it, usually. Yeah, but we have a history of bringing players back near the end of the career.
Yeah. Malcolm McDonald, that trick against Arsenal for Hereford, or is that his memory making things up? Frog, I really don't know. Could be Frog. Mate. But look.
How did Malcolm McDonald ever play for Hereford?
Malcolm McDonald.
He was usual. Yeah, he was a
He was,
bow-legged fucker. He was a bit of a bow-legged fucker. He knew where the fucking net was, though. Bow legs or not.
didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, what didn't he, Joe? Um,
Ooh.
hey, look at this. Look, fact for you. Alfred Earl holds
Go on,
the
then.
record for the most outfield appearances without scoring a single goal in 191 appearances. Alfred Earl,
Not bad,
I
eh?
doff me cap to you, sir. Brilliant. Love
Alfred Earl,
that.
we'll have to remember that name. Fuck you.
Mate, I'm going to look
I
him
thought it
up
was me.
right now.
I thought it was going to be me.
Um,
Oh, dear.
Earl.
Thought it was going to be too
Alfred
foul.
Earl. Alfred Earl, football player. Oh, he played as a right
What
back.
decade was that, geezer?
Oh, look. Alfred Earl was born on the 19th of March 1903 and he died in
Wow.
1951. He played as a right
Yeah,
back.
he's only 52.
He was born in Earlsfield, London, and he joined West Ham United from Somerstown in 1925 and made a total of 191 league appearances for the East London club
Fucking
between
hell.
1925 and 1933. He went on to play for Streatham Town and later for French team Sochaux. He died in Colshorton on the 17th of August 1951. So
Shit.
he
Well, that's
he
brilliant. Put a
played
bit of
ab-
historical fact, Dan. That was fantastic.
absolutely
So
absolutely right.
191 appearances for West Ham, never scored a goal like that.
Absolutely, and thank you,
Yeah,
Ant,
that
for
was a
bringing
bit.
that to our attention.
Yeah, that's
Brilliant, mate. That's quality.
I'll say if Soufal had stayed, he would have been on that track, wouldn't he? You all right?
But you got to love him, though, ain't you? You know, you got to love him.
Fucking, it's probably a good right back. He just didn't score goals. What can you say?
hmm. Who else is
I was a
in?
bit like that since I came to Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's chatting. Right, so Ibrahim is saying that Potter was Brady's pick and Sully picked Nuno. Well, you're probably right, mate, and I think that's fairly common knowledge anyway,
Yeah.
because we all knew that Big Mouth Brady had done
It
the interview
doesn't
with
matter,
Potter.
though, does it? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
They got it
The
wrong
fact
twice.
is,
They got
yeah,
it
the
wrong
fact is,
with Lopetegui and Potter. And you cannot get it wrong again. Like I said, if you get it wrong with Nuno, then we are heading for the championship. I think Nuno's far better than the last two. So I'm hoping we'll be right.
definitely. Sharky says, win or lose, we're on the booze. That was the mindset back then. I suppose it was.
It was, yeah. It was for
I
all of them.
suppose it was.
All of them. Nearly all of them.
Yeah, yeah, and
I
not
think Billy
just
Bonds was one that
professionally.
wasn't like that. Billy Bonds was a fucking fitness fanatic.
Yeah,
He weren't like that at all. He was just a fitness freak. And
I mean,
so,
one of the most iconic pictures of Billy Bonds is that photograph of him with the jogging bottoms on, no shirt, with the weights. That's an iconic picture of him. Do you remember that picture?
yeah,
Where he's in the gym
I do.
and he's got the
Black and white,
weights.
wasn't it?
Yeah. What an iconic picture. And that is, that is the captain of the club. He's a defender. But my God,
Yeah.
didn't that man
No,
go
but
to
he wasn't. What you saw on the pitch wasn't him. He was very reserved sort of geezer, and all he cared about was his fitness and playing football. And you heard it for years there. They used to do a cross-country run at West Ham. He was always the first in. He was always the fittest. It's always his game to be the fittest he could be. And that's why he played up to, what is he, 43 years of age?
43,
and, you know what I mean? He was still
Frog
one of the fittest players in the club. There you go.
Frog said Jimmy Greaves was probably 99% pure alcohol by the time he got to us. But you could still put in a good shit.
No, Froggy, man. What? There's another one. We probably don't, we mentioned Best and all that. And we don't mention Greavesy. Greavesy was a talent. He's a shame. Another one that spoilt it. Spoilt his career with booze, but what a talent.
He's one of the iconic strikers of his era.
Unbelievable.
One of the iconic strikers. And, look, let's not kid ourselves. Oh, hang on, my earbuds.
We got him at the bad end of his career.
Yeah. He basically what he did was what I was going to say was that let's not forget that had it not have been for him taking an injury in that quarterfinal in 1966, it would have been him playing in the final, and we probably would never have had an English hat trick scoring player.
No, I know. I've said it before, goes there, that Alf Ramsey, he was fit for that final game. Yeah. And Alf Ramsey had to make a decision, whether to stick with Jeff Hurst or bring Greavesy back. And for some reason, and remember, there was no substitutions in 1966. The 11 players that took the pitch is the 11 players that finished. And he left Greaves out. And it's a shame, because he was the best striker in England at the time. And the rest is history, isn't it? But it could have. There was the biggest decision I've ever seen in football. When you think about, if we'd lost that final, everyone would have slagged Ramsey off for not picking Greaves. Yeah, but it worked out.
And he was
massive decision, man.
He was the informed striker of the day, and that's why he went to the World Cup. Finals. Jimmy Greaves.
It's just a shame that for him that you didn't have substitutions then. You had nothing. It wasn't until 1970 they introduced substitutions in football in the World Cup. Yeah. So
I'm going to have to kind of call an end to proceedings, mate, because my earbuds are telling me they're dying. My phone is about to die. I was going to use that, but it's on 11%. And we've been an hour and 42 minutes anyway. So,
no worries.
Yeah, we'll call it a day for tonight. I want to thank everybody that's been in and joined us. That story about the croc is on ABC News Australia, apparently. Thank you.
All right, have a look at that, Shark. Let's see if I can find it.
Thank you, mate.
That'd be interesting.
I want to thank everybody for joining us, and for those of you that watch this after the event, thank you. Don't forget to give us a like. We want to thank you, Rich, for that £20 donation, and also, yes, a big hi and get well soon to Stell. And anything else you want to add, Kieran, before we go?
No, we're get rid of this international bullshit this week, guys. I think like every international break, we all get fed up with it by the end of it. We just want to get back to hopefully a win. We need this Brentford game. We've got to get to where we are. We need to win it. There's none of this. A point's good enough in this game. It's not. And I said about these next 4 games, we need 7 points, and we have to start with 3 to achieve that goal and get us back to that 1 point a game. So all I'm looking at for here to the January transfer window, I want to see us averaging 1 point a game. If we can do that, and Nuno can work a bit of magic, it'd be interesting to see. Now we're talking about Paul Krug now being injured again. He could be out. So what does he do? His options now are Callum Wilson, Callum Marshall, or manipulating Bowen as a forward. I'll be interested to see what he does. Really will.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
I just don't. I just hope he gets it right against Brentford, mate. We need 3 points. If we lose that game, guys, we're in. It just changes the atmosphere and the narrative. We're going to be in dire shit. You know what I mean? He's got to put. Look, Nuno's got what he's got. That's it. He's got what he's got. I'm just worried that we're banking on Juve and Magassa, young boys. To me, they're young boys to carry us through. I just don't know whether Potts would be a better option in there instead of Magassa. Juve, I love going forward at back. I think he's vulnerable. So he's got a lot of decisions to make, Nuno. A lot. And I hope he gets it right. I really do. I think he's smart enough to get it right, but he's only got what he's got to deal with. I believe Callum Marshall was the answer, Geezer, to throw up front for this. I'm not so sure. Much as I love seeing playing youth players, I'm not so sure it's the answer. Callum Wilson starting, he's probably good for an hour. Maybe he'll get you a goal. It's a real tough one, man. You know what I mean? I don't envy his fucking choices. So I think it's not going to be easy. You know, it really isn't. Is it James Ward-Prowse and Todibo? Are they out of the question there? Can't hear you now, Budge. Budge. Looks like that's that. I can't hear you, Budge. I can't hear you. No. He's gone, boys.